I did want to make a quick video because, from time to time I comment on technology and projects in the ecosystem as a whole, and people are so radicalized and polar that they anticipate the founder of Cardano to always just say negative things about the things that people do. And if I say anything positive, there's this immediate impression that I'm abandoning Cardano or somehow being disloyal to the project. First, that tribalism is intrinsically self-destructive. And second, it prevents us from learning and growing together as an ecosystem. So recently I made some comments about SWE. I've been looking at the project with an objective eye. And the reason why is that some of the technology comes from George Dinezis. I've known George for almost a decade, and we were one of the first teams to implement RSCoin, a protocol that he wrote with Sarah Meiklejohn years ago that we used as a precursor to some things with Cardano. Only Cardano and Bitcoin have truly escaped their founding teams. The rest of them are reliant upon them in some way or fashion. That's just a fact as well. And that's what makes Cardano so special, is that we have created the largest decentralized brain, the largest decentralized government, and unlike Bitcoin, we have not succumbed to stagnation and anarchy, where there's no way to evolve the core protocol. And it is very important that we learn from others. It's very important that when we see interesting approaches or unique projects, that we praise them. And we try to find ways to work with them and integrate with them, because after all, we can trade with each other. The age of blockchain versus blockchain is coming to an end, and the age of blockchains trading with blockchains is starting to begin.
Going to a different economy, and we're going to be learning more about that as we go. But clearly, we're learning that things can be done from remote locations. We're learning that technology can replace people even more than we thought.
We're not going back to the same economy. We're recovering, but to a different economy, and it'll be one that is more leveraged to technology. And I worry that that is going to make it even more difficult than it was for many workers.
In Silicon Valley, and my friends who work in technology know that what we did to the manufacturing workers, we are now going to do to the retail workers, the call center workers, the fast food workers, the truck drivers, and then even bookkeepers, accountants, insurance agents, lawyers, and on through the economy. So what happened to the manufacturing workers is a very clear sign.
And so we'll import Chinese-based CBDC technology. So it's going to be CBDC in a box provided to you by the People's Bank of China.
But every stock, every bond, every currency, every commodity, every piece of art, every private business, every piece of real estate will eventually be a token on a blockchain, an entry on a ledger, permanent and immutable. We will have truth instead of trust, and we will save over $7 trillion a year. 6 to 8% of global GDP is wasted by the friction of the trust industry that's necessary when you have dual entry accounting. With triple entry accounting, which is what a blockchain is, we get rid of all of that friction. It's a beautiful future.
Like what you see in China and their social credit scoring systems, right? If we get identity wrong, it could be a tool to enslave humanity. And if we get it right, it could be a tool to liberate humanity. And as an American, I'm obviously rooting for the one that's on the side of freedom.
Bitcoin is an international asset. And also, I do believe the role of crypto is, it's digitizing gold.
I actually believe this technology is going to be very important. Look at it. We have been part of the huge revolution in investing through ETFs. We believe that ETFs will be changing the whole way we invest. Many people still use it as a means, people are investing it for indexing. No, the majority of people who are putting money in an ETFs are active investors that are buying exposure. The entire bond market is being transformed as we talk right now. I believe the next generation for markets, the next generation for securities will be tokenization of securities. And if we could have that distributed ledger that we know every beneficial owner every beneficial seller, we all have our code of who's buying, who's selling, instantaneous settlement. And think about it, it changes the whole ecosystem.
Chinese bank ICBC has been hit by a ransomware attack, and the U.S. Treasury market, as a result of that, has been disrupted. This, according to the Financial Times. We're getting more right now with Bloomberg's Shonali Bassick. Shonali, what do we know?
Listen, we have the Financial Times now reporting that ICBC, one of China's largest banks here, was hit with a ransomware attack. And remember, they're a very significant intermediary in the Treasury market. The SIFMA has told its members that this has been part of the reason here that the system is kind of clogged up, if you will, during that auction that we saw a little bit before. The attack had prevented ICBC, according to the Financial Times, from settling Treasury trades on behalf of other market participants. A large executive at a major bank also telling the paper that such a large party on the fixed income clearing corp creates major concerns, potentially impacting the liquidity of Treasury markets.
Now, it was not just a poor auction. It was absolutely lousy, and you know, when the dealers have to step in to save a treasury auction, that's a rare occurrence. And
welcome to the Crypto Teacher. And guys, please like and subscribe if you do like what you're listening to. Please inform your friends and family and spread it all over social media. It is imperative that we get back to learning finances and understand how the world really works, because once we understand how the world really works, we understand that it is all planned out. Now, I want to thank those who purchased the books Cryptoteacher and the New World Order book. Remember, the New World Order book shows you how the world really works, and it is definitely time for you to wake up out of that sleep, especially in the times that we're in right now. And 2024 is going to be one of our most entertaining years. We have the presidential election. We have the drums are beating. We have the emerging markets going to be flipping the switch on the fourth industrial revolution. And they finally start to cut rates. And we know Japan is going to start raising rates. And those trillions of dollars that are sitting in money market accounts are going to start flowing over to the emerging market. And we know the master magicians are about to set up that distraction so they can cut rates while we still have inflation. And in the fourth quarter, once the election is over, the movie begins. And also, guys, I want to thank those who purchased the 3 kids books. It's time to re-educate. Also, much love to those who donate to the Cash App, Patreon. Much love. Keep it coming. Guys, if you're not a part of the Patreon, make sure you're donating to the channel through the actual Cash App. But guys, this next Bitcoin and crypto bull run is going to be a utility run. So you want to make sure you have the cryptos that have real utility. And much love to those who are shopping at both stores. Keep it coming. And of course, guys, we get into Bitcoin and cryptos first.
Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel.
And right now, we have Bitcoin and crypto pulling back as I'm doing this video. Guys, it's very important you watch the video I did last night. We're starting to see blockchain, these digital assets, the machines rising. We have Elon Musk with the robo-taxi, the fourth industrial revolution. It's all coming together. Remember, guys, while the sheep sleep, the NWO builds. They stay distracted on things that don't matter. And remember, the crypto teacher told you. Now, guys, make sure you're paying attention to the actual indicators. We have yield rates. The short end is dropping, but the long end is rising or staying steady. And with all these auctions, we know no one wants this long-term paper. They'll take the short end, but they're not going long-term with these U.S. Treasuries. And then we have the dollar down. We have volume and crypto up. We have Tether and USDC. And then, of course, guys, we have the Fed. Repo at $322 billion. Make sure you're pulling that on a daily basis during the week. And again, we have BlackRock and these big banks and big corporations now coming from behind the curtain to tell us how blockchain and digital assets are going to change everything that we do. How great the technology is and how it's going to move us in the future. But these are the same big banks and big corporations and mainstream media telling you that there was no point of these digital assets, playing the Hegelian dialectic, while they knew all about the fourth industrial revolution, where they want the machines to take over. And like I tell you, you can clearly see the path of where you're going. And if you're young, you're in the perfect place. Only thing you have to do is follow the money. And just remember what Gary Gensler stated. The central banks are not going to allow you to take over the banking system. It's not happening. But they will definitely use your technology. And you have to keep that in mind. Remember Ripple XRP? Everybody kept saying that Ripple XRP is going to take over the banking system. At the same time, Brad Garlinghouse is saying, I'm working with the banks. I'm not working against them. I'm not trying to replace them. I'm trying to work with them. And those of us who understand the monetary system know that in order to take control of this system, the drums got to beat. And remember, the crypto teacher told you. And we had Charles Hoskinson giving shout outs to Sui Token. And guys, don't forget, when it comes to Cardano, it's very quiet in the U.S. But we know over the emerging markets, they're definitely building. Remember, guys, it's going to be the fall of America to Babylon and the rise of these BRICS nations. And we see in the United States and across the globe, inflation hasn't went anywhere. And we hear the constant push of stable coins. And we know since fiat is done and this inflation is pushing the emerging markets to stable coins. But we know due to smart contracts, these stable coins are going to be programmable. Being able to tell you what, when, and how to buy. And you have 3 to 6 months to spend it or poof, it's gone. And remember, the crypto teacher told you. Now we have Bitcoin, Ethereum, spot ETFs, BlackRock, Fidelity, and Grayscale. Bitcoin, Ethereum, spot ETFs right now are down. And we have Ethereum ETF see zero flows for a second time as Bitcoin posts biggest inflows in 6 days. So guys, just remember, make sure you're paying attention to the inflows and outflows. But getting over into a little crypto news. We have U.S. Supreme Court rejects $4.4 billion Silk Road Bitcoin case. And in the crypto space, we've seen plenty of lawsuits and plenty keep coming. But we also see governments getting their hands on Bitcoin and then selling it. And it ends up in the NWO's hands. And remember, the crypto teacher told you. Now we have Etc. and Archex partner to offer tokenized funds in the UK. And Archex has a roadmap to tokenization. Remember, guys, everything is going to be tokenized and put on blockchain. Now we have the Phantom Wallet introduces beta support for Base. Basically a seamless multi-chain support, enhanced security features, and easier access to DeFi and NFTs. Also, we have Bitcoin Rewards app Fold files S4 for IPO merger and plans to buy more Bitcoin to add to Treasury. And lastly, we have Delaware judge approves FTX estate's bankruptcy plan. And we saw Galaxy Digital get control of FTX assets, and that's not by chance. And then their assets get sold to the same hands at cheaper prices like a Pantera Capital. But with the judge approving this plan, yes, the people get paid back, but they're only getting a few cents extra per dollar. And you're talking about a $16 billion repayment. So just imagine the amount of money that was taken off the top. And this is Mark Yusko words, not mine, that it was a big money laundering scheme. And that's exactly what it looks like. And then also, guys, we know what the bank man was really working on. And remember, the crypto teacher told you. Because he knows when it comes to the NWO, it's all planned out. But that's all I have for you. Don't forget about the books. Crypto Teacher and the new World Order book, plus the 3 kids books. It's time to re-educate. Also, new to cryptos, Coinbase, Bitrue, Binance. Do not forget book links and crypto links are in the description. The stock channel, guys. Don't forget to go like, subscribe, spread everywhere. You have your Kobo, your chip stocks, your banking, your gaming. While everybody's sitting at home, get on stocks, the Seaver, the biotech stocks. And while everybody's at home wishing they were still getting that free money, what are they doing? drinking and smoking weed. Don't forget about those stocks, and you have a wonderful day. The most powerful person in the world is the storyteller. The storyteller sets the vision, values, and agenda of an entire generation to come. Steve Jobs. And guys, you know I truly believe in this. When you look at the New World Order, they're the storytellers. And that's the reason why I wrote my New World Order book. But guys, now it's time to change the current generation. And I wrote 3 kids books. You know I love the Trinity because I understand the power that's in it. So I have 3 books. We have an opportunity to change the generation, to educate, not just me, but I want to show you that I take action on a daily basis. And I want you to take action on a daily basis. Whether it's your job, whether it's in your community, we have an opportunity right now to educate the masses. I posted this on my Twitter account. Please share, but this is a short clip of the 3 books. There's going to be a clothing line and action figures. Please get these books for your kids, nephews, cousins, friends, so therefore we can start the re-education now. Because as we see, the 4th Industrial Revolution foundation is definitely here. Robots, algorithms, drones, taking humanity out the picture. We have to re-educate. But let's get into the video.
Part 1. King Joshua and Grandma Tam save the village. Part 2. King Joshua and Grandma Tam save New York from COVID-33. Part 3. King Joshua and Grandma Tam goes to China.
It's mandatory to get part 1, part 2, and part 3 of this series. It's time to re-educate Generation Z.